I just got back from a quick walk outside where I filmed some raw footage for later, and somehow, I've already jumped straight into editing the third video of the day, which is pretty wild. Lately, I've been on this weird productivity streak specifically with video editing. The biggest reason for this is that I finally stopped completely dreading the actual editing phase. Part of this transformation came from learning to use transcript-based editors, which is a total game changer. These tools make cutting out all the unnecessary fat so much faster than traditional methods. The other major component is that I finally found a complete workflow that actually feels fun to follow. So today, I wanted to do something a little risky by doing a live edit of that walk I just filmed. This will let you see the entire process from beginning to end, unedited by me. Here is the raw file directly from my phone loaded up right here in my editor. For reference, I usually mess around with tools like a popular transcript editor or another quick cut app when I need something affordable. The main one is a slick and professional, but it can get pricey once you want those advanced pro features. The other option is cool and often free on trial, but every single tool has its own trade-offs, honestly. For this specific session, I'm showing you exactly how I'd approach it from scratch. And crucially, I'll show where a specialized tool actually fits into my overall workflow. I'm not trying to sound like a sales pitch, but it solves a few specific problems those other editors don't handle well. The absolute first step in any transcript-based editing process is always getting a solid transcription. Once you start, you get to choose the specific model size you want to use for processing. Bigger models are generally more accurate, but you have to accept that they will be significantly slower to run. For standard English content, my go-to choice is usually the base model. This base model hits the perfect sweet spot between speed and the required level of accuracy. However, for this specific demo, I picked a slightly larger model to handle the outdoor background noise. You get the benefit of better noise handling, even if it costs a little bit of extra time. If you happen to have a decent NVIDIA graphics card, some apps allow for GPU-based transcription, which is insanely fast. I'm talking about speeds that are 10 or even 20 times faster than a standard CPU process. Sadly, my current workstation has an AMD GPU, so I'm stuck on the CPU for this session. That means this whole transcription process is going to be a little bit slower than it could be. Once the transcription actually kicks off, the editor starts streaming the text right onto the screen in real time. It also automatically computes all the speech segments for the entire duration of the clip for you. One of the very first things I immediately use is the built-in silence cutting tool. This feature gets rid of all those long, awkward pauses automatically, trimming down dead time. Most transcript editors come with a default setting for the silence cutter, and usually it's totally fine to just hit OK. You will then notice the timeline physically jump as a chunk of time just vanishes instantly. That is such a nice, immediate way to get a substantial shrink on your overall clip length. That being said, those automatic cuts are never 100% perfect, so you have to be vigilant. I like to quickly skim through everything and remove the obvious garbage first. This includes all those filler words, long intros where I'm just warming up my voice, and any tiny stumbles I made. But I try very hard not to obsess over every single millisecond of the recorded content. For this specific style of video, which is conversational and quite raw, a few little hiccups are totally fine to leave in. You still absolutely need to get rid of the big problem areas, though. I'm talking about those 3-second long loops where I couldn't find the right word, or any sections where I completely lost my train of thought and just trailed off awkwardly. Definitely remove the part where the dog started barking and I just laughed uncontrollably for a whole minute. So I manually go through the finalized transcript and start trimming those major sections out. A couple of times, the editor will flag tiny noises that it mistakenly thought were actual speech, like a quick little I play those tiny moments back just to confirm what they were, and then make the decision to remove them. There is a clear difference between polishing your video and completely over-polishing the content. For this particular personal video, I am intentionally doing a rough cut so the overall vibe stays natural and authentic. If this were a much more tightly scripted piece, I would unlink the audio and manually nudge every single clip boundary. But for this personal walk log, I genuinely want the final piece to feel like it has room to breathe a little bit. Let's take a quick note back about those transcription models and their settings. Using that slightly larger model really paid off because of all the wind and city traffic noise present in the audio. If I had stuck with the base model, I might have seen much worse sentence splits or more audio mistranscribes. So, always choose your model based heavily on the actual audio environment you recorded in. If you record mostly inside a quiet room with a good studio microphone, the smaller models will be fast and accurate enough. But if you are outside filming on your phone, spending that extra bit of time for better transcription is definitely worth the wait. Now, here is one crucial step that a lot of current transcript editors completely miss in their flow. I'm talking about the step right after your rough cut, turning that single long piece into multiple short, snackable clips. That is precisely where a tool like Vizard becomes incredibly handy in my specific workflow for scaling. I still use that Quick Cut app for fast, free transcript edits sometimes when I need something simple. But Vizard's AI auto-editing is specifically built to spot the truly viral moments and slice them automatically. Instead of me guessing which 30 to 60 second bits are going to perform well, The AI analyzes everything. It finds the actual highlights and then outputs clips that are already optimized for posting across social media. That capability saves me a massive amount of frustrating guesswork on what the audience actually wants to see. Another small pain point when recording outdoors is always dealing with that persistent background noise. This specific clip has noticeable wind sounds and the distant hum of cars driving by. So, before I export anything, I make sure to enable that advanced noise reduction feature in the software. That entire process can be quite slow because it has to process the whole audio track for computation. However, the final clean result is almost always worth that extra waiting time investment. Some editing applications force you to upgrade to a higher tier just to unlock that advanced noise suppression, which is totally fine if you are already paying for the full professional suite, of course. But what I really appreciate about mixing tools like Vizard into my pipeline is that it handles more than just cleanup. It manages the cleanup, the viral clipping, and even the final distribution all within the same environment. I hit the final export button and immediately kick off that intensive background noise removal process. While that computationally heavy task is running, I take a quick moment to check the clips Vizard suggested from my older uploads. You get this neat feature called the content calendar where you can visually see all your scheduled posts at once. From there, you can swap out clips, tweak captions to match each platform, and set the exact posting frequency you want. Honestly, the auto-schedule feature is an absolute game changer for maintaining posting consistency. You just tell the system how often you want to post, and the AI queues the content up automatically for you. I know that consistent posting is what social platforms really reward the most in their algorithms. Having the AI handle the tedious scheduling completely takes that mental load off my plate every single week. Okay, the progress bar for the noise removal is finally moving forward and showing some real results now. For those of you comparing these specific tools, let's quickly break down the use case for each one. The free trial editors are fantastic for learning the absolute basics and for those quick one-off projects. The mainstream transcript editor is probably the smoothest overall experience and great for team-based workflows. But you definitely have to be prepared for it to get quite pricey if you want the full feature suite unlocked. Vizard's angle is fundamentally different because it's not just an editor, it's an end-to-end short video solution. It automatically finds those viral moments from your long-form content, creates the clips, and then helps you schedule them. For creators who want to seriously scale up their posting without scaling up their editing time, that is the real benefit. So while the final export is still wrapping up, I want to quickly show you my thought process on the actual cuts. I am actively not trying to make every single segment or word completely perfect in this rough assembly. I removed that awkward opening intro where I was clearly mumbling the very first sentence I planned to say. I also took out a few of those verbal crutches, like unnecessary alsos and random filler interjections. I tightened up a couple of spots where I unknowingly repeated the exact same thought twice in a row. The core tone still remains first person and conversational, so viewers feel like they are on the walk with me. That is the true beauty of using a transcript-based editor. You maintain your voice while just removing the sonic noise. And here is one final crucial tip. Never be afraid to leave in a little stumble or a genuine small laugh. Those authentic human moments are exactly what make clips relatable and much more likely to be shared widely. The AI tools are perfectly capable of finding the moments that naturally drive engagement for you. It can identify things like a surprised reaction or a punchy one-liner and turn that into multiple short clips. You end up getting far more content from the exact same recording session without doubling your personal editing workload. All right, the noise removal finally reached 100% and the full export process is now complete. I now have the cleaned up long-form cut ready for a platform like YouTube and a set of short clips for social. I will now drag the absolute best short clips directly into that content calendar system we looked at earlier. I'll take a moment to quickly tweak the captions so they perfectly match each specific platform's unique vibe. Then I let the intelligent auto-scheduler handle the deployment of everything else automatically from that point forward. If you want to test the waters, links to all the tools I mentioned are down in the description for you to try out. But the most important thing is to experiment and pick the combination that perfectly fits your own unique process. If you enjoy tinkering with edits but want to batch create short-form content without living inside the editor, this is for you. Give Vizard a spin alongside your existing editors. It removes a ton of friction for consistent posting. It might not be perfect for every single niche use case out there, but it truly streamlines turning long videos into viral-ready clips. And that concludes this entire live edit session for today, so thank you so much for sticking around this long. If you want me to do more of these real-time live editing walkthroughs, just say the word down in the comments. I'll make sure to list all the specific tools I mentioned, the Quick Cutter, Descript, and Vizard, so you can compare them side by side. Go check them out and find the exact combination that helps you create content faster in your own space. I'll catch you all in the very next video, so keep making great stuff.